Good morning, you guys. I have a busy day today, completely self-inflicted, but I have a huge list of things that I want to get accomplished today. I don't know if I'll have enough time. The one thing that I absolutely need to get done is take Leroy to the vet because that's scheduled and that's the one thing I need to do. I need to, homeschool my kids for the day. I want to take all of the recycling that I have in the garage, and it's a ton of cardboard, to the recycling place and get that taken care of. I want to pick up a bunch of soil for the raised beds that my husband made for me. I want to at least pick that up because that will take care of some of our tasks that we need to get done this weekend. We have a pretty big weekend, so I want to get a head start on it for us. I need to clean my house. My house isn't bad. Well, for some of you guys, it's bad, but for me, it's not bad at all. But I do want to try to clean it before it gets to catastrophe levels and I have to invest an entire day to clean my house. I want to get back on top of it really quickly. I haven't organized and cleaned my room in a really long time. It's just been the main living space. So I feel like that would be something that I could get accomplished, hopefully, if I have enough time. And there's a few other things, clean out my car, things like that. But I'm motivated today, woke up feeling great. So I think what I'm going to do is just go get in the shower, fully dressed, and then write out my list of things to do. And I'm going to cross them off as I go and see how much exactly I can get accomplished. See you in a minute. Hey, okay, shower's done, makeup's on. Didn't dry my hair because I imagine today I'm going to get annoyed with my hair and throw it up in a messy bun anyways. So I don't want to put any effort into that. Now I'm trying to decide if I'm going to wear chore clothes and go out and run errands in my chore clothes, or if I'm going to put on outside the house clothes, but do my chores in my outside the house clothes. Both sound like terrible options. So some of my plans have to change for a little bit because, can you guys see that? Let me flip you around. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but we have a little bit of a thunderstorm coming in. So that puts off me doing the cardboard to load up my car and to take it out, but it should be clear in the afternoon. So let's just go do indoor stuff. Okay, so since it's storming outside and I'm not going to do some of the outside things, this is what we're gonna tidy up. Honestly, it looks worse than it is. It's really not bad. This clutter is gonna come up so quickly. It was my birthday on Sunday, so I didn't do anything over the weekend and it was amazing. So this is not terrible. Still ignoring that back zone, I see. And kitchen. I did a lot of dishes. I just refused to do pots and pans. Oops, sorry guys, I didn't mean to jiggle you. And then a little bit of leftover laundry from when I cleaned the laundry room. We've been cycling through quite a bit though. Laundry room, dang it. I thought that was gonna be a real good showing, to be honest. Sammy was doing her bedding laundry, that's empty. So this will take 10 seconds and I can add more litter to the litter box. Like, honestly, guys, this is not going to take me long at all. And I'm going to be really happy after I get it done. So, of course. Okay. Oh, you know what? For once, if I show you my bedroom, then I'll feel really compelled to clean my bedroom. So, bedroom. Leroy got in trouble, so he was in his timeout kennel that pops up and down. And I've just been kind of not putting clothes where clothes should go. This should go under my bed. Some boxes to break down, dog hair. But my bathroom doesn't look bad, to be honest. I mean, this is great. Laundry. I just have so much laundry to do. All right, let's kick this thing off with the entryway. I love starting in my entryway. It just feels like a really good point where it's quickly done and then it leads me out into the main living area. It's just like a natural flow of cleaning. So I'm organizing things in this little box in the corner. We are going to take a family road trip to Texas to see the totality zone of the solar eclipse. And so I just got a few extra things for the education side of it. It'll be education. It'll be educational. Great. No matter what we do, because I mean, you're seeing a massive total solar eclipse. How can that not be educational? But I do have some other things because my kids are homeschoolers and you love to force everything into being a learning project. So that's why I'm leaving that box over in the corner and not broken down. Unfortunately, here I decided to change my camera angle and didn't hit record when I was tidying the rest of the zone up. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's incredibly frustrating. And then I get super paranoid the rest of the day and I keep walking back to see if the camera is in fact recording. But all in all, this you missed like 7 minutes of me tidying in this area. It wasn't that interesting. So, okay, this is a good angle, I think. I like that this shows like a broad everything you see when you walk past the entrance. And to a lot of people, I'm sure it looks extremely disgusting and catastrophic. This isn't bad for me at all. This is more, I caught it so much earlier than I usually catch it, and I'm really excited about that fact. I did want to show you how the second I broke down those boxes, Sweet Potato, the kitten, laid on top of them. And the second I open a new box, she is 100% into it. She wants to be a part of that. And even later, I'm trying to break it down. Nope, still her home. She wants to live in there. So what I was saying was I am actually pretty happy with how I caught this house. It's not horrifying and it's so much faster to clean up. One thing I realized when I started this YouTube channel and I'm like documenting myself coming out of, I'm just trying to get a hold of my life and to do better and be better, is when I film myself cleaning my house. Of course, sometimes I can go from like a very, very bad house. It's really bad and it takes me literally all day and I'm extremely exhausted. And then I go back and I watch myself cleaning it and I feel exhausted again watching it. But on this one, when I go back, I can see, because I am videoing it, that it takes maybe an hour and a half. And I am, pulled to helping my kids with things in the middle of filming this. So it doesn't even really take the full hour and a half. And that is such a good thing for me to be able to see and like have this tangible proof that yes, it's not taking as long to clean my house, and that when I am facing my home looking like a level like this, I can reassure myself, if that makes sense. I can try to convince my brain, like, listen, this isn't an all-day project. You aren't drowning. You're like not even really wading into a pool. You're totally fine. This will take less than 2 hours, and you can totally get your house back to a fully living order, and it's so much easier to start a project when you can tell yourself that and you know that that is true. It's so much easier now for me to get up and get moving because I have convinced myself, I've shown myself time and time again, it's not as bad as my brain is telling me it is. So I am showing my kids a little bit more on camera this time around. Every time I am getting ready to film, I tell everybody in the house that I am going to start recording and they know where I am. And if I do happen to catch them on screen, we sit down together. I show them what happened, where they are, and then they always have the final say, yes or no. Yes, I am comfortable with that. No, I am not comfortable with that. And regardless of how interruptive it would be or how weird it would look if I edited them out right then, I am happy to do so because it is their life, their privacy, and not their fault that their mom decided to document her life on YouTube. Now, my son Calvin, he is super game all of the time. He wants to be on video, and you'll see that later. So another aspect of that is we're talking about online presence. Like, how much should you disclose? How much should you show? And, just things like that, the basic parenting thing. And we talked to him about how, I need to monitor what he's doing online because I am the parent and I love him. And so we do talk about him getting tighter boundaries, whereas the twins, they're much more private. They have naturally tight boundaries. They're very shy. And so it was actually very surprising today that they were both super down with being on film. That box that I just packed up, I got some party favors for Calvin's birthday that is coming up. And so I just packed it up and moved it to the side. And the rest are just like bills that I had opened and left right there because I had opened them when I was on the couch. And this super easy to clean off. What I do want to show you guys is this dining room table. It is a huge mess and I'm not going to deal with it. So I do call my kids down. That is going to be what they are tackling in the background over here. I'm sorry, it cracks me up how Calvin walks under like that. So I have been thinking a lot about family channel vlogs, especially with everything that's been on the news with the 8 passengers mom and everything. I don't know if you guys know about it, but it's extremely heartbreaking. They have been on my radar for several years just because they have been making choices with their footage where I think there's even video of like the mom, they're just having very private conversations publicly. And one of the kids was like, "Mom, do we have to record this part?" And the mom just like, "Yeah," and keeps going. And I do think a lot about my kids' privacy and how much I want to be able to let them have control of what's shared and everything like that. I think there does need to be some more regulations with family vlog channels. There are protections for child actors on TV and in video, how much they can work and their pays and everything like that. And we just don't have that for YouTube. And there are a lot of child stars. There are a lot of child channels. And I just do think there needs to be protection around that. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of the trial for Ruby Frank, and it's just very much on the forefront of my mind. Okay, something less gloomy and dark. Look at Leroy. He loves playing with me while I clean. He is just so happy to be playing fetch with that stinking yellow ball with me while I'm trying to sweep. And I love it because he's always like, "Oh, you don't look busy. Do you want to play fetch?" He's a cute little boy. He has no idea he has to go to the vet and get shots in a little bit. Oh no, buddy. Okay, so the overview of the kitchen. Usually it looks worse, and this comes together. It's just so fast. I love how quick I was able to do a whole house tidy. I know I keep hawing on about it, but I really am. Okay, so those bananas are pretty ripe, but they're not like too terribly ripe. And I decide to see, my son really loves bananas, so I decide to see if he maybe wants to try it. He does end up hating it. So I also feel like I have a hair on the back of my arm. Everybody with long hair knows that sensation where like one has crept off and it just keeps tickling you. And no matter what you do, you can't seem to like find this imaginary hair that keeps touching you. And so you just feel it forever. I was battling with that so much today. And then like I started feeling it on my face and it was just, there was a hair. I just could never find it, but I promise there was a hair that was trying to ruin my life. Okay, here's something I love about Potato. She loves, loves, loves affection, but only if you're standing up. heaven forbid you sit down. But if I pick her up like this and I'm wearing a ponytail, she always wants to attack my hair, so I have to put her back down. But she'll stand in the kitchen and just cry for somebody to go pay attention to her, and then you pick her up and she only wants to be held in the kitchen, but she wants to do it for like an hour. And no thanks. So I'm like trying to get her to accept that she could be on my shoulder if I sat on the couch, and that is just not okay for her. So she has to wander off and attack other things. Look at this. He's like, ugh, hate that banana. Spits it out. It's so funny. I agree with him. I don't like super ripe bananas. I like mostly ripe bananas, but they get to a point where they just get so squashy and the texture is just disgusting. I'm with you, Calvin. I agree. Okay, so if you can see there, the dishes on the top rack, I had Calvin bring out the dishes from his room that he had been stockpiling and wash them and put them into the dishwasher. And then I realized that he has no real solid plan on how to load a dishwasher and just kind of like stuffed everything in. So here I wanted to show him like a systematic way of loading a dishwasher and where things should go. And it's so cute because like he watches so intently and he's like, oh my God, yeah, okay. Thank you so much for teaching me that. I'm like, you're welcome, buddy. It's my job. And it's so cute because I know that he paid a lot of attention, and the next time he loads the dishwasher, he's going to do an amazing job. So I super sped up me doing the dishes. You guys have seen me do this numerous times, and I didn't want you to have to suffer through all of it. One thing is I swapped out my drying pad, and it is the one that I picked that looked spring enough for me is super, super tiny, and I hate that. And I actually am not super in the mood to get a towel and dry off all of these. So I figure what I get up there is what I get up there, and everything else can wait its turn, which is actually my favorite way to approach dishes. I love being like, oh no, ran out of space. Guess I'm done. Also, to be fair, most of my kitchen towels are in the wash at the time, so maybe my excuse is I didn't really have a dish towel. I do like how I wanted a nice clean countertop to stack more dirty dishes on, but it felt right. It felt good to do. So I decided to try to offer the second mostly too ripe banana to Sammy Jean, and she does eat it, and I think, or she hides the banana somewhere upstairs but brings the peel down to trick me. Who knows? Could be either one. So again, look, most of this is just me not putting things back after I'm done using them. Well, me and everybody. And if I could just get into the habit of doing that, my life would be so much easier. But I can't seem to take the next step. These oranges, unfortunately, have spoiled. They weren't even that old, but I opened it up and about 3 of them were just completely rotten. And the other ones had the mold on the peels, and so I threw them out. But look, once I'm done just doing minimal putting things back, it's basically done. It really wasn't that dirty, it was just cluttered. So I am doing more of a, surface level clean today. That's another way I convinced myself to, start this project. I was like, listen, you're not going to do this like massive deep clean. So I'm not moving all the stuff around my counter. I am wiping off around it. I'm not going to mop today, but I am going to sweep. Like, I managed to tell myself, like, listen, this isn't going to be this intense thing. It's just going to be an easy thing. And that also helped me get going in the project and keep going through. So I just have a little bit of sweeping left to do in this area and then tidy up the laundry room, which I like. Okay, so the last little zone that I'm going to clean for right now, I do want to rotate through some of this dog food. We get our dog food and everything like that shipped to us from Amazon, which is another huge reason why we have so many Amazon boxes. And unfortunately, I didn't switch over Leroy's food from puppy food to adult food. So I did get one more bag of puppy food. Here, when I rotate through the dog food, I get really convinced that those bottom kibbles are going to be stuck down there for like years and years. So I have to pour them out and then re-pour them on top just to like freshly rotate everything. But yeah, this area is basically done. Okay, so dishes, still have plenty of dishes to do. Well, not plenty. I still have a sink load of dishes to do. My counter's cleared off. The kids cleared off this because that wasn't my mess. Everything else is tidied up. And now I'm in a weird time between having something to do and something that I need to do. I have 20 minutes before I need to go take Leroy to the vet. And so I got Calvin to hop into the shower so he can get ready. Leroy's his dog, so he has to go to the vet and do all of that task with me. So what I think I'm going to do is maybe make a little bit of coffee and scroll on my phone for 15 minutes and then get everybody ready to get out the door. Okay, so Calvin the Gamer 5, what are we up to?
We're taking Leroy to the vet, and
how come he has to go to the vet?
I do not know.
Because he turned 1. It's his 1-year checkup, so we can get his updated rabies and shots and make sure he's good. And we're going to talk to him about his naughtiness and see if he's too much of a bad dog. Are you too much of a bad dog? A little bit of a bad dog.
Yeah, little.
He's a good boy. Oop, that's... right? Okay, so we just got back from the vet. And as I suspected, all of my energy and motivation is completely gone now. I still have things that I wanted to get done today. I don't want to do them anymore. What I think I will do is have a cup of coffee. I didn't do that previously when I was doing the in-between time. Instead, a friend called, and so I just chatted with her for a little bit and then got everybody to the vet. So I think I'm gonna have a cup of coffee and see if that helps. Okay, so I ate some lunch, took a nap. Okay, so I ate some lunch and then took a nap because I started feeling a little bit, and I got my kids to do their schoolwork, which was just online school. And now I'm not going to take everything to the recycling depot. It's just late in the day for that. They close at 4. So what we're going to do is let's clean my bedroom. Okay, so I turn on these backlights, which now I realize are far worse for the quality of my video, and I will remember that next time. But luckily, I also open up the blinds to make it even worse. So great for us. I had just washed all of my bedding and changed it out, but I was too lazy to put the duvet back on the comforter. I hate doing that. It's such an annoying job. But I do get Leroy's tiny little jail broken down and put back into the bed. He was running away from us when he got out of the house and then just went for a full sprint. He knew we were chasing him. And he had no qualms about just seeing how far he could get from us. And I'm just worried he's going to get hit by a car in our neighborhood. And so he got a timeout. Okay. So on the latter half of this day, like the morning, I was super motivated and everything like that. But then towards the latter half, I start getting intense anxiety. And I even try to like sleep it off to see if I could keep moving forward with my day and not like have a panic attack, but it is like coming into real physical symptoms. And so I am trying to convince myself that it is anxiety and not a heart attack. And it's such a hard thing to convince yourself. Like your brain's like, it's probably not, but the symptoms of both feel so similar that it's like, but it could be. And if I ignore it, like, what if? What if I am having a heart attack? So I am trying really hard to calm myself down at this point. And here you can see I stop and I'm actually taking my pulse. My heart is actually racing pretty hard for me. And so then I decide that I am not really going to win this fight with my anxiety, that I think I would rather rest and like Google what's your heart rate when you're having a heart attack, all the healthy things that you do. And, I'm talking to my husband about how I'm feeling. And so I actually don't get further than this. I get my bed duvet put on and then I stop. And it sucks. I wanted to get so much more accomplished today, but I really couldn't. My anxiety absolutely won in the afternoon. And that's just how it goes sometimes. But I'm glad that I was able to stave it off for most of the day. So my house is mostly tidy and we just have this. I am sorry that it is not a satisfying end. It's more of an abrupt one, but I really couldn't push myself that much further. That said, I am so grateful that you spent time with me today. I cannot wait to see you in the next video, and I love you. Bye.